everyone, and welcome back to TGR, that's Gaming Robo. Today, guys, we have the top 10 left wingers of Championship Manager 01-02. Rather than giving you a long spiel about this, I decided to go straight involved within the top 10 left wingers of this game. So you all can see who I personally feel who are the top 10 left wingers of this game. Starting off at number 10 is Preca. Now, I have invested in Preca before. I was managing Aston Villa in one game and I needed a left winger. And this guy came up. And even though he was right-footed, I thought, I'm going to give him a chance. I'm going to give him a shout. And to tell you the truth, he actually develops into a fantastically cracking player. I mean, he doesn't cost a lot. He's only valued at £325,000 and he is getting paid £775 a week. He has a relegation release clause, but Helsingborg is not a team that you need to really focus on getting relegated. So don't focus on the relegation clause because it more than likely won't happen at the end of the day. But this guy in question, he's got good pace, good acceleration, good teamwork and obviously good stamina. This guy, if you put him in the right training process, he turns out to be brilliant, as long as you keep playing him as well. If you are struggling with the training process, please look on our channel, the best training schedule to use on Championship Manager 01-02. It is on that channel, so please make sure you do give it a watch if you're struggling for a training regime. But Preca is number 10. Let's see who's at number 9. Joe Cole. Now, Joe Cole, obviously, as you all know, he plays for West Ham. And he has this fantastic release clause of £1.8 million if West Ham gets relegated. 9 times out of 10 in the first season, West Ham do get relegated. But at the end of the day, you've also got to worry about other teams potentially buying him before West Ham gets relegated. So you've got to weigh it up because, I mean, at the end of the day, he is worth 4.5 and West Ham do push it for about 7, maybe 8 million. And he's getting paid $20,000 a week. So you weigh it up whether or not if you want to wait to the end of the season, pray and hope West Ham do get relegated and you get him on the cheap, or you get him early, so you got him at the start of the game, or if you wait too long, another team buys him and you miss out on him. But he plays with both feet, so that's one good thing, obviously, about him, but he's naturally plays as a left winger. Obviously, as you can see, his teamwork, his work rate, his technique, his flair, acceleration, agility, balance, determination, all of this is fantastic stats. And with him being at 19 years of age, he goes on to be playing at the age of 34, 35. So you got him for a long period of time, so it's always worthwhile looking at Joe Cole, investing in him and develop him into the star player that he can be. But that's it for Joe Cole. He's at number 9. Let's go and see who has beaten Joe Cole at number 8. Bojan Djordjic. Now, Bojan, he is a brilliant player. Once again, it's another Swede. But Sweden team doesn't pick him early enough. Yugoslavia gets him. And he turns into a really, one of Yugoslavia's best players. Now, he is obviously a Man United player. And for some reason, Manchester United seems to be having really good youth players. So if you are looking at Manchester United youth players, that is something you need to really focus in on and see why it is they have fantastic youth players, because they just rate them so highly. But with Bojan Djordjic, he is valued at 1.4 million because obviously he plays at Manchester United and Manchester United are in the Premier League, and he only gets paid £750 a week. So it is a really good investment buying Bojan Djordjic. It really is. He turns out to be a formidable player on Championship Manager 01-02. But that's it for Bojan. Obviously, he came in at number 8. So let's see who came in at number 7. Nielsen. Nielsen is a fantastic player. The only issue I've found with Nielsen, I've bought him a couple of times, and both times I've actually bought him, he's actually come quite injury prone. But I've spoken to many people before and they've never mentioned him really getting any injuries at all. If anything, it's just your typical cold or flu. Do you know what I mean? So For me, I've obviously had just unlucky games with him, unfortunately, but he is a fantastic player. You look at his stats, I mean, it speaks for himself. Obviously, apart from the injury process, in my case, I've had twice with him. His teamwork can be a little bit better, but at the end of the day, you play him every game, you train him the right way, he turns out to be a fantastic player. Now, he is valued at £8 million and he does get paid £35,000 a week. So you've got to think, obviously, you've got to get a good structured wage budget and obviously transfer budget to make sure that you can buy him. But at the end of the day, he is a brilliant player and one that will definitely improve your team without a shadow of a doubt. So Nielsen came in at number 7. So let's see who's coming at number 6. Riccardino. Now, Riccardino, as you can see, he plays for Corinthians. So he is in the Brazilian league. His stats, okay, they're not fantastic, but he is a very good squad player. One that you should really think about having at the end of the day. He is valued at £5 million and he does get paid just over £10,000 a week. He is part of the Brazilian process. Obviously a bit like Nielsen, but as you can see with Nielsen, he's obviously used as the first team left winger compared to Riccardino, of course. But at the end of the day, just because Riccardino doesn't get in the first team squad in Brazil over to Nielsen doesn't make him less of a player. You've got to look at the fact that he can be used to come on for Nielsen when he is tired. And Riccardino is a fantastic player of that. So I've not bought him before, but I've played against him many times on Championship Manager 0102 network games, and I just in awe of him. I really, really am. But that's it for Riccardino. So let's Harry Kewell. Harry Kewell is a brilliant player. And once again, like Manchester United, Leeds have a lot of really good players. I can do an episode on how good Leeds United players are in this game, like Manchester United. But we're going to stick with the top 10 left wingers. Now, with Harry Kewell, obviously he's either footed, obviously more natural as a left winger. He is valued at £10.5 million, and obviously he does get paid £25,000 a week. This relegation release clause, I wouldn't even entertain the idea. I wouldn't even entertain the idea, personally. Purely because, let's face it, Leeds United do not get relegated with Harry Kane being at the club. But obviously, with him being Australian, a bit like the Brazilians, obviously they do have to have that work permit issue. But I think with Harry Kewell's case, if I remember rightly, he doesn't need to worry about the work permit side. So with him being at England for so long, so I think that might be covered okay. But Harry Kewell did come at number 5. Let's see who picked him at number 4. The Welsh Wizard, Ryan Giggs. Ryan Giggs comes in at number 4. He's 27, yes. Obviously, I know he plays for Manchester United, of course. He is valued at just under £10 million, and he does get paid a whopping £40,000 a week. But Ryan Giggs is fantastic. He really, really is. His pace, acceleration, agility, I can list every single aspect of his statistics that is fantastic for you to take notice of. But that's not just down to me. It's for you guys to actually see it for yourselves. He is brilliant. Now, like I said, with him being Man United, I personally don't think there's any chance of you being able to buy him unless you do play for Manchester United or his contract runs out. I mean, I forgot to look at his contract, 2006. So you've got to wait 5 years. By that time, he's 32. So he'll be starting to have a little bit of decline within his stats. But Ryan Giggs is a really good player. His assists are brilliant. He scores goals. He's a really good influencer within the team. And obviously with his set piece taken, it's a bit like David Beckham. It's second to none. But Ryan Giggs did come at number 4. He has missed out on my top 3 of the top 10 best left wingers of the game. So let's see who's beaten him at number 3. Ronaldinho. Another Brazilian has made my list, I know. But Ronaldinho, I know he's a forward on this game. I know his preferred foot is right-footed. But he comes naturally gifted within the left-hand side of the field. And I personally, when I play a 4-3-3 formation, I always stick him on the left-hand side as an attacking left winger. And it's amazing to see how many assists he gets in a season. I don't look at the goals ratio. I look at the team aspects. His dribbling, his passing, his assist ratio. It all comes together really, really well as Ronaldinho playing as a left winger. Now, with him being at the young tender age of 21, his pace and acceleration is fantastic. His crossing can be a little better on the statistics, but give him the right training, you'll see it just going up and up and up. He'll blossom into a fantastic player. Now, PSG on this game aren't the formidable side as we all know them now, but he is valued at £7.5 million and he does get paid £21,000 a week. Of course, you got the work permit issue, but it's not a problem. He does go through that quite easily. But of course, there are some players who do have an issue with the work permit. And if you are having work permit issues, please look on our channel with the work permit hack, and you will see how we are able to help players that are not able to go through the work permit quite easily. With us, we can do that. So please watch that video, the work permit hack, Championship Manager 0102. But apart from that, Ronaldinho, fantastic player, great history, great pedigree, great player. But he has missed out on my second spot on Championship Manager 0102, top 10 left wingers. Let's see who's beaten him at number 2. Andreas Nicolas Oliveira. Now, Andreas, he has come in at number 2. Obviously, you look at his stats and you think, okay, there's not much to make me think that he's better than Ronaldinho. But of course, he can develop into being a better player than Ronaldinho. Give him the chance. You give him the opportunity as a left winger. You give him the right training, and you will see him blossom. You really will. Now, with him being at Sevilla, he is valued literally just shy of £8 million, and he does get paid £3,000 a week. So it's obviously a cheap contract negotiation if you do obviously go to sign him. Once again, relegation release clause 4.2. Don't entertain the idea, because Sevilla is not a team that gets relegated on this game early on, unfortunately. But apart from that, Andreas Nicolas Oliveira, it's a mouthful of a name, of course, but at the same time, he gets you a mouthful of goals. No pun intended, I do apologise for that, but he is a fantastic player. But unfortunately, he has missed out on the top spot on my top 10 left wingers on this game. Let's see who's beaten him at number 1 of the top 10 left wingers of Championship Manager 0102. Francesco Totti. Now, many of you are probably going to say to me, there's a lot better left wingers than Francesco Totti, but I cannot help but put him in at number 1 purely because I think he's an absolutely brilliant player. A brilliant player on this game, brilliant player in real life, an ambassador for Roma, and a true professional. I mean, you look at the amount of 20s he does have on this statistics list right here. You see how many 16s. You play him. I mean, even if you don't buy him, even if you don't play him, you watch him playing for Roma. His stats just go like this. It's brilliant. And then it gets harder and harder to try and buy him because obviously he's happy at Roma, he's winning stuff at Roma, and he's going to be valued a hell of a lot more when his stats starts rising up. So you got to think, do I buy him now or do I buy him later? It's really hard. It is a hard, tough call. But Francesco Totti, he's a fantastic player. He is valued at £18 million straight off the bat at the start of the game. And he does get paid £49,500 a week. But once again, he's a brilliant player. So you've got to weigh up the options. Is it worth it? Yes, it is. It is worth it. Francesco Totti is a fantastic player. But apart from that, guys, that is my top 10 of the left wingers on Championship Manager 0102. I hope you've enjoyed it. I think it's brilliant. I mean, the amount of players on here, I mean, the list can go on and 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 on. But I have to condense it into the top 10. And Francesco Totti, like I said, is my number 1 top 10 left wingers, on this game. I hope you have liked the video, guys. If you have, please smash like on the video. And if you haven't done so already, please make sure you do subscribe to the channel and make sure you do hit that notification bell as well so you are informed of when the next video has been uploaded on our channel. Apart from that, guys, thank you very much for your time. I hope you've enjoyed it and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you at the next video. And don't forget, the next video we will have the top 10 right wingers on Championship Manager 0102. Apart from that, guys, stay safe and subscribe. Bye!